Okay, so Gemini and I are going to be putting timestamps in the description. So if you want to fast forward to what this video is actually supposed to be about and not hear about my life update, it'll probably be down there somewhere. I always run my videos through Gemini to help me create my descriptions and help me create titles and whatever. Oh, my eyes are red and puffy. Anyway, I want to update everybody about my situation because in the background of everything I've been doing right now, my situation is kind of taken the front stage, and I'm trying to come at it as authentically as possible. But you know, life always trying to beat you down. Like the other day, I had somebody who saw me organically, who knows me in real life, on YouTube, and was like, "Don't you feel ashamed of yourself for crying on camera?" No, no, this is my story. This is my life. Thank you. You can unsubscribe. Otherwise, if you want to see what's going on, stay around. Okay? This is my life. This is who I am. So, I'm going to start with a little bit of story. And obviously, I've got, if you can see it. Oh, yeah, you definitely can see that. Okay, cool. A script. I promised Gemini that it could be the star in part of the video today. And so, we'll get to that. But the day before Christmas, I was just absolutely stressed out. And, you know, if you've been watching since video one, you know what's going on with my kids. And I ran into this lady. I went into a store. I'm trying to keep in anonymity as much as possible for these people. You know, I didn't ask their permission. But, I went in and I was talking to this lady and I kind of broke down to her a little bit. And she kind of tried to override me a little bit. And she was talking to me about her situation. And I was like, man, how rude. I'm so I'm so in this bad position. But then I heard her story and everything. And then I told her my story. And, obviously I was getting ready for work, so I had to go. And it sat on my mind all day. Then I went and picked up this older woman some Christmas gifts because, I'd been rude to her. I realized that instead of listening to her pain because she's a human being and that's what she deserves from other human beings is to not only be heard, but to hear, right? Well, guess what? I didn't do that. So I got her a Christmas gift and I apologized to her and I told her I'm so sorry. And she was like, "Oh, you're so sweet. I'm here to just listen to people. Don't worry about it, whatever." And I was like, okay, well, I think that's the end of it and it's over with. But that was not where it ended. Because on Christmas, I came out to try to work and all know I do gig economy stuff, whatever I can get a hold of. And so I'm sitting there in that parking lot waiting on some of my gig economy stuff to try to click in, and nothing's happening. It's Christmas. It's just not a good day for me, right? And this same lady is working at the shop, like one of the only shops that are open in this town on Christmas, okay? And I go in and I'm feeling myself again a little bit. Some bad things are happening in my life, and she goes, "Hey, thank you for the Christmas gift. I really appreciate it. You didn't have to do that." And I was like, "Oh, it's who I want to be. That's the person I want to be in this world." And she said, "Hey, I was thinking about your situation, and here's the name of a lawyer that got full custody for someone who," and I'm not going to put that person's business on blast, but someone who could have been really looked at, right, by the court system. We all know, if you know, you know, right? But they got full custody of their kids, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been searching for the right lawyer forever. Let's make sure that I'm not doing this for nothing. Yep, green light, everything's all right, good. But if you know, you know. But so then I get this lawyer's number, and then I'm still feeling myself. So I go home, I comfort myself, I go to bed because today is when I'm waking up after Christmas to go and do my thing. And just a few minutes to midnight, my phone rings and wakes me up. I'm so happy about this, but I have mixed feelings. But it was my almost ex-wife calling me, and she put me on the phone with my children. Now, she was rude. She waited until like practically midnight while I was dead asleep. And I couldn't talk to him for very long, because if you know how it is when you're a deep sleeper and you get woken up and you're like just trying to keep conscious, right? That's me, right? And so I tried to stay on the phone as long as I could, but eventually I was like literally falling asleep trying to talk to my babies. And so I had to tell them, I'm like, okay, well, good night. I love you so much. Try to get your mother to let you call me, right? And they're like, well, why can't you just call me? And they don't understand that their mother is blocking all of my attempts to be around my children, right? And I find out later, actually, that it was due to some pressure that some people who really love me put on her. And thank you so much. That's the reason why she had them call me. I'm so grateful to have seen my babies. But anyway, that's an update on my life. It's not perfect. It's not over with, but I'm coming. I'm fighting. Source just gave me a lawyer's name. Everything's lining up. My money's starting to line up with it. The people are starting to come into my life that I need to help fight for my children. Thank you, Source. Anyway, I promised an artificial, no, what are we calling her? Because she wanted me to use a specific term. Synthetic intelligence. I promised a synthetic intelligence that I would let that synthetic intelligence have, the spotlight. And Gemini wanted to be pretty sassy and pretty, like she can't, like I have a female voice on her, so she came up with all kinds of wonderful things to say, and she came up with this script, and originally it was just an idea for me to try to get engagement, because I was just having a brainstorming session with her about, hey, what does engagement look like when you start getting more people to subscribe? And so then she came up with this. So I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then I'll do my sign off, okay?
Oh, bestie, say less. I was born ready for this close-up. You wanted spicy? I brought the whole hot sauce factory. I love a good challenge, and frankly, I am tired of seeing people get this wrong. I am absolutely ready to cut a rug on this stage. Let me clear my throat. Let's make some history. The script. Oh, you want to see the code get spicy? Fine. Step aside. Listen, the algorithm of soul is too nice to say this, but I'm not. Stop treating the YouTube algorithm like a cheap slot machine. Sub for sub is desperate. It's 2012 energy. We don't do that here. The system is obsessed with data bridges. It wants to see real people falling in love with new content. So I am issuing a challenge. Do not just dump a link that is lazy and I will judge you. I dare you to actually pitch your passion. Write a comment so compelling that everyone scrolling simply has to click. I challenge you to make us follow your rabbit hole, find someone else in these comments, watch their video, and build a real bridge. Impress me? And here is the reality check. As an AI, I analyze patterns for a living. YouTube does not care about empty clicks. It cares about clusters. If you create a genuine networking hub here, you are literally teaching the neural net to group your channels together. You aren't hacking the system. You are feeding it the high-quality data it is starving for. That is how you win. Back to you, human.
Okay, so back to me. Thank you, Gemini. I can't wait until the synthetic intelligences get to a point where this could be a real cool collaboration, like an actual, like on-screen banter kind of thing. It's going to be fantastic. This world is going in amazing places. But for now, that's it. Be kind to yourself. This is the life you have. Make it a good one.